wrote. One I wrote kind of an impromptu, an homage to the, homage rather to our featured poet, Alex Stokes. There he is. It's kind of taken, I was a little taken by the last poem he wrote, read out loud during open mic. He talked very eloquently about the subject of the heart. So what I did was I wrote in a similar format, and I draw illusory power from Stephen Crane. He wrote the poem "In the Desert." It's a bit of an anachronistic form of poetry during the time that he wrote. So that's going to be my latter poem. But for the first, I just wanted to continue with a sonnet. And this first poem, this first sonnet is called "This Sonnet Cannot Save You." Changing the world tends to be a task arduously set against those so lost in it. Enthralled by the beauteous passions, excited avalances most difficult to reach, strive for. How do we excite these frequencies beyond mean ratios, gilded in gold? Who decrees true metals from the cruel plastics waning in strength under a full moon beaming, luminescent in the vast void of night's boundless dark? The answers have been teeming within us, screaming in fear of true flight, into a series of causes, casting away all once known. Nothing is lasting. The next one is titled "The Heart as Fruit." The desert of the mind, no moving forward nor rewind, feeling kind of misaligned from sacred rose chakra. Tears cascade like the rolling Niagara, no need for Viagra to keep up with Cleopatra, but similarly there's no need for sexual vanity of any kind, really. Hearts are made for breaking, and insecurities won't heal me, you feel me? Just imagine for a time, talking with shadow over wine, the gangrel beast of no rhyme, to feed us at the best of times. His heart is only draft, hoping to make it last, to survive to overcome, and there's nothing still to get past. Nothing to get past, not the worst first nor the nice guy finishing last. This shadow cast in the wall at the end of the drinking hall cries for more alcohol. Finishing a glass means nothing at all. And while confronting the umbrage of a life not lived, a life not given, a life well scripted, I'm less inhibited, sensing all that's gifted to a grifter through time where time is non-existent. He drinks because it's his heart. He eats because it's his heart. These brains won't fall apart, farther apart, the Stephen Crane scene, and stick to this art. His only means of sustenance is through great encumbrance. Facing the void, I feel a great reluctance. That is all. Thank you.
Each other's company without the emotional damage and destroying each other's energy. That type of love where we could, that type of love where we're both not ashamed to be who we are without the emotional scars. That type of love where every time I see you, I feel like I landed on Mars while we both looking up at the stars while having a romantic night in the car. That type of love where we're both appreciative to be in each other's lives without the excuses and lies. That type of love where we can build and grow together without making each other feel disrespected and hateful for each other. That type of love where we can end the days with "I love you" because there's no other feeling without you. Thank you.
Can I get Beauty's only skin deep, and words are only paper thin. So I'll close my eyes forever, never say a thing. It's like hearts are made of leather and time is made of sand. Minds change like the weather, and tides erase the land. People lose touch, and secrets are avoided. Never knowing who to trust, and deceit is like a poison. Never letting down defenses till a weakness is exploited. It's like when I hear your voice, I can't hear any other noises. But actions talk louder than mouths that don't speak. Just think about me those nights that you don't sleep. Heart pounded in cold heat, sweating through cold cheeks. Let the thoughts creep up on you as floors creak. Poor thing, looking for a sure thing. It was nothing more than a short fling. But things never end how they start out. So rip your chest open and eat your heart out. And as the blood drips from your face, you can kiss me on the lips and give me a taste Tear a rib from my cage as you rip through my chest, under my skin as you dig through my flesh, by the string of a thread, trying to stitch up the past, sticking pins in my head. This must be witchcraft. Or so it seems, that needle so the seams, and if hope kept us alive, then we wouldn't need to breathe. Guess honesty is brutal, is what I truly mean. But it ain't that black and white, because this ain't no silver screen, and it doesn't mean a thing, and it doesn't have a purpose, but it's underneath my skin and just beneath the surface. So wrap your head around it like a hard pill to swallow, wash it down with your pride, because it's a hard road to follow. And if love is truly blind, we'd never see tomorrow. Oh, that emptiness inside, that just means my bones are hollow. And I'd write you the song, but I'm out of pencil lead. Instead, I'll take this metal edge and carve it in my severed head. But then again, whoever said that things never end, how they start out, I guess I'll rip my chest open and eat my heart out. That's not real. Conspiracy theories clearly. Death threats to those you hold dearly. C4s in the doors of buildings. Blast out the floors and ceilings. Atomic shock waves, concave cityscapes. Too late to escape the killing. Ignorance is bliss, but the truth is chilling. Blood spilling into a whirlpool that's constantly spinning. Black holes of battle zones and catacombs. Ghosts that walk alone through rows of shattered bones. Open throats, overthrow kings, overthrones. Compensating for distance and wind resistance, shooting snipers through scopes in bad positions with precision. I talk curse like every word's my last words, vexed with questions that receive no answers. I feel my bones fractured into pieces, scattered, blood splattered on the streets and slathered. I sift through my ashes as I'm speaking backwards, unlocking and cocking and locking the folding stock, pulling a Mac attached to a magnet on the back of my flag jacket. The fact is I have my own back, like Jamie Madrox. Antagonist to the devil's advocate, 666 on the abacus, as dark as an amethyst thrown in a fathomless, cavernous labyrinth. Slightly breathing, seeing, awakened states of dreaming, as scary as seeing, and Carrie driving Christine to the second screen and trying to pick up the pieces with telekinesis and keep secret as Jesus is a refugee in Egypt. World Globalization Organization, the Satan of our nation and government. Politicians take lives by lies and capital punishment. Masonic covenants slit the wrists of the poor and drink the blood from it. The imperialization, the material occupation of countries, the exploitations of nations with blood money. Big business gets richer as the poor get sicker, confined to military states, replace political head figures. You can feed city blocks with the price of a bomb. Children locked in sweatshops watch as homelands fall with the rise of the stock. The rich build the bricks of oppression. The base is made with a chain link fence of depression. Using the illusion that the government will protect us, synthetic gases and cancerous agents infect us. Cryogenically frozen clones of Nixon, controlling genetically altered holy armies of Christians. I'm not leaving until getting pistol whipped by policemen convicted of treason and locked up in the precinct for probable reason. DA inspections for minor offenses leading to lethal injections for not accepting witness protection. I'll put the mic down when I get sniped out from different directions, like President Kennedy, everyone's enemy. Secret agencies replacing identities, erasing memories. Welcome to the turn of the century. I call this one Cut Me. I could cry, but my tears wouldn't quench your thirst. And I'd buy you the world if you could tell me what it's worth. If my death could give you life, I'd let you put me under earth and tell you what to say, just if I could find the words. And if I could turn back time, everything would be reversed. If I knew a lot ahead, then maybe I'd rehearse. Burn everything I own for everything I've learned, because Life is just a journey in which we're never to return. And I'd walk the path for you if you couldn't take the distance. Someone has to, even if it doesn't make a difference. If you could name a price, I'd have paid for your existence. And if you lost your faith, I'd have prayed for your forgiveness. And I could laugh, but it wouldn't mend a broken heart. But if ignorance was bliss, then I'd live in total dark, trying to pull it all together, but it's tearing me apart. Cause if you knew what I remembered, then you wouldn't seem so smart. For an answer to your prayers, would you hear it if I scream? Cause I can feel your pain, like I can feel it when you bleed, like the blood was on my hands, dripping from my sleeves. On a sacrificial slab, trying to wipe the slate clean. And I'd turn this last stone to seal your tomb and give you closure. Shield you from these polar winds until this hell freezes over. And if I could see you one more time, I'd walk a pit of cobras. Instead of staring to a distance which no longer brings us closer. And if you couldn't rest in peace, I'd dig a deeper grave. And if you still couldn't sleep, I'd cremate your remains. Put you out your misery to free you from this pain. And still a mercy killing wouldn't free you from these chains. It's easy to explain, but an answer won't suffice. Searching for a pulse, but your hands as cold as ice. And I could see it in your face, but I thought you'd never ask. And it didn't register until I caught a second glance. I said we moved through this world similar to ghosts. You held a dying breath and said, listen to me close. Life is like a dream, and we dream of what we hope. The air became still, and your eyes became remote. Carved a slate for your funeral I salvaged from the wreckage, marked the date in Roman numerals and pounded out the message, placed it in the ground and rounded out the edges. Then without a sound, you were gone without a question. Like a stake through the heart. You could feel it in your skin, straight through your chest, piercing through your ribs. A deal with the devil wouldn't remedy the sting, and when you're cut this deep, they say it's best to leave it in.
Militia. We do need all the help we can get against the forces of evil. For example, July 4th, 2022, Highland Park, a celebration of freedom. 7 killed, dozens wounded. June 30th, 2022, Newark, 9 wounded. June 20th, 2022, Harlem, 1 killed, 8 wounded. June 4th, 2022, Philadelphia, 3 killed, 12 wounded. Same weekend, 6 more killed, dozens more wounded. June 1st, 2022, Tulsa, Oklahoma, at a hospital, looking to be cured. 5 killed, several wounded. May 24th, 2022, Uvalde, Texas, at a school looking to pave the way for the younger generation. 19 children, 2 teachers killed. May 15th, 2022, Laguna Woods, California, at a church looking to be saved. 1 killed, 4 wounded. May 14th, 2022, Buffalo, at a grocery store, looking to feed their family. 10 killed, 3 wounded. Less than 2 months, more than 50 killed, so many wounded. We have a right to protect against those who wish to harm us, but we do not have a license to kill those who only wish to live their life. Thank you.
Got fixed when my mind got soft. It may look like I'm concentrated on a very clear view, but I'm as good as asleep, and I bet you never knew. It takes a lot of it away, if you do. Because the fact is being that whatever's in front of me is covering my view. So I can't see what I'm seeing in fact. I only see what I'm looking through. So again, I've done the right thing. I was never worried about that. The answer's always been in clear view. But even when the window is cleaned, even though the window is cleaned, I still can't see for the fact that it's so clear, I can't tell what I'm looking through. So I had to break the window. It just had to be. It was in my way. Better that I break the window than forget what I had to say, or miss what I should see, or break him, her, them, or me. Especially me. Thank you all so much.
Today the scars are all raised and angry. They pop out of my skin, determined not to be forgotten. Like I could forget them anyway. That's only wishful thinking. Scars on my heart hurt more. Love seems like a distant hope that's unattainable. They weigh on my heart, threatening to stop all work to keep me alive. But still I fight to stay alive. Why? With a promise that tomorrow will be a better day? Maybe. But I don't put much faith in that. I've had hundreds of better days that have turned into worse nights. So what promise could tomorrow really hold? Days like these, I feel like scars consume me. They're all I see, they're all I feel. Memories of the past that I can't get away from. But some days, I'm glad they're there. I get to be reminded that those times existed. But it doesn't take the pain away. I wish it would stop sometimes, so I could breathe without the weight. But I'm grateful for the reminder that I'm still alive.
Full heart and playful sound, to lift me so far above my world that the only possibility is to let go of all fear and float above the clouds. I don't want to go back down. I'm tired of keeping on in that prison, ignoring and sludging my way through, looking for cracks to creep through, forcing my way to an uncomfortable nestle and unbearably overstay my welcome. The cracks are getting smaller and more jagged, sharp straws. I'm tired and slashed up. My mind, body, and soul can't mend. I've grown old and tired. So find me again in my raindrops. See me and soothe me. Wash away the muck and carry me away.